Hello learners, I am Dr. Naveen Tiwari, Associate Professor, School of Computing, Graphic Era, Hill University, Bhimtal campus. In the last lecture, we were discussing about legal and regulatory compliance in cybersecurity. In this lecture, we will see more about legal and regulatory compliance. Our learning objective in these lectures are understand cybersecurity audits, understand risk management and compliance in cybersecurity, and to understand training and awareness program. First of all, let us understand what is privacy and security differences. If we define the privacy and security separately, then the privacy is the right of individual to control their personal data, and the security is the protection of data from unauthorized access. In privacy, our focus is who has access to the data. But in security, our focus is how data is protected from threats. The goal in privacy is to safeguard user rights and data usage. And in security, the goal is to ensure confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Examples of privacy are limiting what info app collect, that is consent management. But in security, examples are firewalls, encryptions, antivirus tools, etc. Risk without privacy is data misuse or exposure to unauthorized parties. Risk without security is data breaches, hacking, system compromise, etc. Regulations governing privacies are GDPR, CCPA, DPDP Act, and regulations governing securities are ISO 27001, NIST, CIS control, etc. Now let us understand what is cybersecurity audits. Cybersecurity audits are systematic evaluations of an organization's information system, policies, and controls to identify vulnerabilities, ensure data protection, meet regulatory requirements, validate effectiveness of security controls, improve risk management. Now, the steps of cybersecurity audits are define scopes, goals, and standards. Then, information gathering, that is, review network architecture and data flows. Then, identify and classify threats and vulnerabilities, that means risk assessment. After that, control evaluation, examine technical and administrative controls. Then, conduct vulnerability scans and penetration testing. After that, reporting, document finding and recommendation, and then verify implementation of corrective actions. Key regulations for cybersecurity audits. First one is ISO IEC 27001. This is International Standards for Information Security Management. Next one, NIST Cybersecurity Frameworks. This is US guideline for cybersecurity practices. Next, and the important one is GDPR, EU regulations on personal data protection. PCI DSS, security standard for handling payment card data. HIPAA, that is HIPAA, US law for healthcare data security. DPDP Act, implemented in India, Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023. Risk management in cybersecurity. Addressing risk, implementing strategies to mitigate identified risk. After that, analyzing risk, evaluation the potential impact of risk, and then identifying risk. Recognizing potential threats to digital assets. These are the 3 steps for risk management. First one, risk identification. Its purpose is to find out what could go wrong. Activities like inventory of digital assets, identify potential threats, detect vulnerabilities, and there are many tools that is used for risk identification, that are asset management software, vulnerability scanners, threat intelligence platforms. Next is risk assessment. This is also a key step of risk management in cybersecurity. Its purpose is to evaluate the likelihood and impact of each risk. Method for the risk assessment are qualitative analysis, low, medium, high risk categorization, then quantitative analysis, monetary value of potential losses, and use of risk matrix. Deliverable, a ranked list of risk needed attention. Next step is risk mitigation. Its purpose is to minimize or eliminate risk exposure. The strategies for risk mitigation are avoid, that is, eliminate risky activities, that means not storing sensitive data, reduce, apply security controls, example firewalls, encryptions, etc. Transfer, use cyber insurance or outsourcing, and then accept, acknowledge minor risk with low impact. The controlling is technical, administrative, and physical. Technical, antivirus, MFA, IDS, IPS, etc. Administrative, security policies, employee training, and then physical, surveillance or access restrictions. Third party vendor risk. Third party vendor risk refers to the cybersecurity threats and compliance issues introduced when an organization shares access to system or data with external vendors, suppliers, or service providers. It can damage reputation. It can also breaches data, regulatory violation, and operational description. Common third party vendor risk. There are many types of third party vendor risk like data security, access control, compliance, operational, and financial. Data security means unencrypted customer data shared via APIs. Access control like vendors with excessive system privilege. Compliance like non-compliance with GDPR, HIPAA, etc. Operational downtime caused by a vendor outages, and the financial risk is fines due to vendors' security lapses. Steps to ensure compliance, that is third party vendor risk. Vendor risk assessment, evaluate vendor security posture before onboarding. Due diligence and contractual controls include data protection clauses in contracts. Access management, apply least privilege principles. Ongoing monitoring, periodic audits and security assessments. Vendor compliance documentation, maintain a vendor risk register, require evidence of compliance. Incident response coordination, that is, to ensure vendors are integrated into your incidental response plan. Next is cyber insurance. Now, what is cyber insurance? Cyber insurance or cyber liability insurance is a policy designed to help organization mitigate financial losses resulting from cyber incident such as data breaches, ransomware attacks, business interruption or network failures. Benefits of cyber insurance. Benefits are financial protection. It covers unexpected cost from attacks or breaches. Business continuity, supports faster recovery and reduces downtime. Legal support, it covers legal advices, defenses, and settlements. Expert access, it provides access to cybersecurity firms for forensics. Compliance readiness, encourages better risk management and documentation. Role of compliance officers. A compliance officer ensures that an organization adheres to all relevant laws, regulations, internal policies, and ethical standards. In financial institutions, they act as the watchdog for legal and regulatory compliance, helping prevent legal risk and reputational damages. Role of compliance officers: regulatory compliance, policy development and enforcement, risk assessment and mitigation, training and awareness, monitoring and reporting, licensing and regulators. Creating a compliance program. A compliance program ensures an organization follows laws, regulations, and internal policies to prevent misconduct, legal penalties, and reputational damages. Key step to create a compliance programs are conduct a risk assessment, develop policies and procedures, appoint a compliance officer or committee, implement training and communication, establish monitoring and auditing mechanism, create reporting and enforcement system, and then continuous improvement. Essential component of effective compliance programs are leadership commitment, risk assessment, policies and procedures, training and awareness, monitoring and auditing, reporting mechanism, enforcement and discipline, and documentation and record keeping. Benefits of a strong compliance program: it minimizes legal and regulatory risk, it enhances organizational reputation and trust, it improves operational efficiency and consistency, and it fosters an ethical work culture. Now, what is training and awareness? And why training and awareness matters? At foundation of compliance, educated employees are more likely to understand and follow laws, policies, and ethical standards. Risk reduction reduces the likelihood of accidental breaches or misconduct. Empowerment enables employees to recognize and report compliance issues confidentiality. Culture building fosters a shared commitment to integrity and responsibility. Key elements of effective training and awareness are relevance, engagement, frequencies, regular training updates, not one time event, accessibility, easy access to training materials, measurement, assessment and feedback, continuous reinforcement, follow up communication, newsletters, posters, etc. Building a compliance culture, training and awareness. Leadership involvement. Leaders demonstrate commitment by participating and endorsing training. Clear communication, regular messages about the importance of compliance. Safe reporting environment. Encourage employees to report concerns without fear or retaliation. Recognition and rewards. Acknowledge employees who exemplify compliance values. Integration. Embed compliance principle into everyday business practices. Training topics to be included: overview of compliance policies and procedures, industry specific regulators like AML, GDPR, HIPAA, etc., cybersecurity best practices, ethical decision making and conflict of interest, data privacy and protection, whistleblower rights and responsibilities. Training tools and methods. There are many tools and methods available for training like workshops and seminars, e-learning modules, role playing and simulations, newsletters and alerts, gamification and rewards, etc. Penalties for non-compliance. Failure to comply with applicable laws and regulations can result in severe consequences, including financial penalties and fines, criminal charges, civil lawsuit, operational restrictions or shutdowns, and reputational damage. Penalties under law and regulation for non-compliance. Law is GDPR. It fines up to pound 20 million or 4% of annual turnover. DPDP Act, India. It penalties for data protection failures. Fines can vary. HIPAA fines from $100 to $50,000 per violation. Criminal charges for willful neglect. SOX, USA. Civil and criminal penalties for financial misstatements. PSI DSS. Fines, increased transaction fees or loss of merchant status. RBI guidelines. Monetary penalties, license revocation or restrictions. Anti-money laundering. Heavy fines, freezing of accounts and prosecutions. Penalties for non-compliance. Additional consequences: business disruption, regulatory investigations may cause operational delays, litigation cost, class action lawsuit or individual claims from affected parties, loss of customer trust resulting in decreased businesses and revenue, injunction and restrictions. Regulatory bodies may impose limitation on business activities. Cybersecurity policies of India. The National Cybersecurity Policy of India aims to create a secure and resilient cyberspace for citizens, businesses, and the government, enabling safe adoption of ICT and fostering trust in the digital ecosystem. The policy was first introduced in 2013 by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and is periodically updated to address emerging threats and technological advancement. Cybersecurity policy of India: protect critical information infrastructure, develop a robust cybersecurity framework, promotes research and development, it enhances awareness and capacity building, it creates a legal and regulatory framework, and it fosters international cooperation and also ensures secure delivery of e-governance services. Now, key objective of cybersecurity policy of India: it secures India's cyber infrastructure, builds a workforce for cybersecurity professionals, and it also promotes cybersecurity awareness, establishes cyber incident response team, that is CERTs, encourage public-private partnership, legal strengthening, and support indigenous technology. Impact and future direction: cybersecurity policy of India. India aims to become a global cybersecurity hub through innovation and strong governance. Emphasis on data protection framework, including implementation of the Data Protection Bill. Continuous adaptation to emerging challenges like IoT security, AI threats, and cloud vulnerability. Future of cybersecurity law: increasing regulations and global harmonization, focuses on data privacy and protection. Regulation of emerging technologies and stricter enforcement and penalties. Integration of cybersecurity into national security policies, emphasis on incident reporting and transparency, privacy by design, and secure software development. Our learning outcome in these lectures are: we understand cybersecurity audits, we understand risk management and compliance in cybersecurity, and we also understand training and awareness program. In the next lecture, we will discuss more about applications level security and overview. Thank you.